Did you know that the Trinity Library subscribes to multiple databases that are more reliable and even easier to use than Google? This video will show you how to use them for your research. The most popular databases we have are the Gale databases. Currently, we subscribe to 10 Gale databases. They each look and function the same way, but they search different resources. To get to these databases, go to trinity.rocks and click the library's icon. From there, hover over the Use Databases dropdown and click Gale Databases. Here you can see the 10 databases we have. I'm going to scroll to the Biography database. Clicking on it will prompt you for a password. You should have learned the password in your class. It's easy to remember. Feel free to email me or your teacher if you need it. Once you're in, you have several options. Each database has a section of featured topics. In this database, it's called Browse People. If you aren't sure what your topic is, you can browse those topics and choose one. I know who I'm going to search, so I'm going to search for Pele in the search bar. At the top of the results page is this featured biography of Pele. I can click Read More to read more about it, or I can look at the different types of contents that are featured on this page. I see that they have 7 biographies, they have some images, some magazine and newspaper articles. If I scroll down, I can see a preview of each of those types of articles. I'm looking for information about Pele's death and influence, so I'm going to click News Articles. When I do that, I see that there are 52 news articles, and I can see the title, author, and source for each of those articles. I'm going to choose this one from the Globe and Mail, which is a newspaper from Toronto, Canada, because I want to know more about Pele's influence around the world. I'm going to click the title of that article, and I have the full text of the article that I can read. I also have the option to highlight and take notes. I'm going to highlight this right here. It talks about how big the stadium where they were honoring Pele was and how many people were there. I'm going to highlight this in green, and then I'm going to take a note about it. And I'm going to say that it shows Pele's influence. Then I'm going to save. The icon at the top, the very right one, says highlights and notes. If I click that, I can see everything that I've highlighted and any notes that I've taken. Another important icon up here is the cite icon. You have to have a works cited page for your project, and this cite icon will give you the citation for your articles. It works the same way in every Gale database. It defaults to MLA 9th edition, which is what you're using, and I can highlight and then copy and paste that citation into my works cited page. Let's say that I am starting to collect articles, but I'm not ready to take notes on all of them yet. In the middle of the page is the OneDrive icon. If I click that OneDrive icon, it will log me into my OneDrive account, and then it will send the article straight to a folder there. If I go to my OneDrive, I can see that there's a folder for Gale in Context Biography, which is the database I was in. If I click that, I can see the article that I was looking at, Brazilians born Pele at the stadium where he got his start. If I click on that article, I can read the full text. I can also see what I highlighted. And then down at the bottom, I can see the notes I've taken. The MLA citation is also there if I need it. This is a really helpful feature if you are starting to collect articles, but you're not sure which ones you are going to use for your research yet. You have them handily all in one place to use later. Now that you've learned how to use Gale in Context Biography, you know how to use all of these Gale databases we have. In my next video, I'm going to show you some of the other databases we have.